Mountain meditation. This is another visualization exercise, but with an extra component attached. I'm going to invite you to imagine a mountain, one that you have seen, or are just purely creating in your own imagination. But then we're going to look at all the properties of this mountain, and then see if we can adopt them for ourselves. So this is quite a tricky prospect, but as always, it's the act of trying that's important. The benefits may follow later. Please just take a moment to get comfortable. Place your feet flat on the floor. Feel your back against the chair. Hands lying openly on your lap. And if it feels safe to do so, to close your eyes to aid your focus. But alternatively, you could find a spot on the floor to which you can affix your gaze. I'd like to invite you first of all to just become aware of your breathing. Just noticing that in-breath and out-breath. The cool air coming in through your nose, the warm air coming out from the mouth. And just finding that rhythm that's calming and soothing to you. And when you feel ready to, I'd like to invite you to picture in your mind's eye, as best you can, the most beautiful mountain you know, or have seen, or can imagine. Just holding this image and the feeling of this mountain in your mind's eye, letting it gently come into greater focus. Observing its overall shape, its peak high in the sky, the large base rooted in the earth's crust, with its steep or gently sloping sides. Notice how massive it is, how solid, how unmoving, how beautiful, both from afar and up close. Perhaps your mountain has snow on the top and trees on the lower slopes. Perhaps it has one prominent peak, a series of peaks, or a high plateau. Observing it, noticing its qualities. When you feel ready to, see if you can bring the mountain into your own body, so that your body sitting here and the mountain in your mind's eye become one. So that as you sit here, you share in the massiveness and the stillness and the majesty of the mountain. You become the mountain. Rooted in the sitting position, your head becomes the high peak, supported by the rest of the body, providing a panoramic view. Your shoulders and arms, the sides of the mountain. Your back and legs, the solid base, rooted to your chair, experiencing a sense of uplift from deep within your pelvis and spine. And with each breath, as you continue sitting, becoming a little more a breathing mountain, unwavering in your stillness, completely what you are, beyond words and thought, a centered, unmoving, rooted presence. As you sit here, becoming aware of the fact that as the sun travels across the sky, the light and shadows and colours are changing virtually moment to moment in the mountain's granite stillness. Night follows day, and day follows night. The canopy of stars, the moon, and then the sun. But through it all, the mountain just sits, experiencing change in each moment, constantly changing, and yet always just being itself. It remains still as the seasons flow into one another, and as the weather changes moment to moment, day by day, a calmness abiding all change. In summer there is no snow on the mountain, except perhaps the very peaks or in the crags shielded from direct sunlight. In the autumn the mountain may wear a coat of brilliant fire colour. In winter, a blanket of snow and ice. In any season, it may find itself at times covered by cloud or fog, or pelted by freezing rain. People may come to see the mountain and comment on how beautiful it is, or how it's not a good day to see the mountain. It's too cloudy, rainy, or dark. But none of this matters to the mountain, which remains at all times its essential self. Clouds may come, and clouds may go. Tourists may like it or not. But the mountain's magnificence and beauty are not changed one bit by whether people see it or not. Seen or unseen, in sun or clouds, hot or cold, it just sits, being itself. At times visited by violent storms, or buffeted by snow and rain and winds of unspeakable magnitude. But through it all, the mountain sits. Spring comes, and the birds sing in the trees once again. The leaves return, and the flowers bloom in the high meadows. The streams overflow with the melting water from the snow. But through it all, the mountain continues to sit, unmoved by the weather, what happens on the surface, or by the world of appearances. And in the same way as we sit in meditation, we can learn to experience the mountain. We can embody the same unwavering stillness and rootedness in the face of everything that changes in our own lives. By becoming the mountain, we can link up with its strength and stability and adopt them for our own. Mountains have this to teach us, and much more if we come to listen. So if you relate in some way with the strength and stability of the mountain in the sitting, it may be helpful to use it from time to time, to remind yourself of what it means to sit mindfully and in true stillness. But now it's time to return from the mountain, back to the present moment. So when you're ready, I'd like to encourage you to become aware of your current surroundings again, where you are in the here and now, becoming aware of the noises in the room, the light as you open your eyes, You may want to have a wee stretch. Well done.